Never let romance come between your goals. A lot of people like to place love as like the highest thing in life, but I've come to realize there's something even more important than human connection. Don't get me wrong, like human connection, love is incredibly important. But there's something I would argue is number one on the list, with human connection being number two. And this number one is your goals in life, your life direction, your life purpose, basically the entire point of your life journey. That is the most important thing for many of us. That will be the thing that we derive the most happiness and fulfillment from, the most meaning from. So that is the most important thing, because that is the thing that will make your life worth living more than anything else out there. Now, as I've already said, don't get me wrong, like love and human connection are a really close number two, but they're number two for a reason, because as great and fulfilling as they can be, as much meaning and happiness as you can derive from them, they aren't going to provide more of those things than your life purpose will. That really is like the height of all of our experiences, all of our journeys. So the whole reason I'm making this video is to encourage you to never place love as more important than your goals in life, than your whole purpose for being here, because ultimately that should be what your goals are. They should be tied to your life purpose. And if you aren't sure what your life purpose is, that is something you may want to spend some time meditating on. Like, what do you find most fulfillment doing? What provides most meaning for you? Is it helping others? Is it starting a family maybe? Is it your career perhaps? Whatever it may be, figure out what is that thing that kind of provides like the most spark to your life, because that is usually going to be tied to your purpose. For instance, for me, I know that my life purpose is to help others. That's where I derive the most meaning and fulfillment and happiness. When I'm not helping others, I kind of feel like my life is pointless. I know it sounds kind of bad, and I know it's not true, but like that's the way I feel. Like that's how important it is to me to help other people. So when I'm working a job where I feel like I'm not helping anyone, I'm like, why am I here? Like, I'm only there for a paycheck. And it starts to affect my mental health, because I know that it's a pointless thing for me. I'm only there to support myself, and that's it. Like, it's not providing me any meaning. So you need to figure out, what is your life purpose? What is that thing for you that makes you feel alive, that provides all that meaning and fulfillment for you? And then once you figure that out, make that your main priority in life, the number one most important thing to you, and do not let love or romance or anything else come between you and it. I mean, we've all seen instances of someone, heck, maybe we've even done this ourselves, where someone will place a relationship before their life purpose, before all their goals and dreams. And usually it doesn't turn out well, right? Like, if you've ever done this yourself, I imagine it probably didn't turn out well for you. If you've noticed other people who do this, or if you've watched the experiences of other people who you may not know, but you've read about their life experience, maybe you've seen instances where this doesn't work out well for others. Because I would wager, on average, for most people, a relationship, that love or romance, is not going to provide as much meaning, fulfillment, and happiness as your life purpose. So if you place that relationship before your life purpose, it's a huge mistake. And there's also an interesting thing here, where not only are you sacrificing your greatest source of fulfillment and happiness and meaning by placing a relationship before your own life purpose, but you could also end up losing that relationship from doing this, from making this mistake. Because quite often when we're chasing our purpose in life, it makes us incredibly attractive and magnetic to other people. So once you start putting a relationship before your life purpose, you kind of lose that thing that is making you incredibly attractive. Now you're starting to sacrifice that thing for this relationship. It's a huge mistake. Like, for men more than women, this will really impact their attractiveness. This is like where a guy can sacrifice his goals and dreams for his woman, and then later on she leaves him because she's like, "You've changed. What happened to you? You don't have that spark in your eye. You're not as ambitious as you used to be." It's because he sacrificed his life purpose for her. Like, Big mistake. Don't do this, guys. And women as well, do not give up your life purpose for your partner. What you need to do is find a situation where you can pursue both. That's what you want. So I'm not arguing to like completely give up on love in order for you to follow your life purpose. I'm arguing for you to balance the two. Go after your purpose in life and find a relationship. Find someone who can mesh into that, someone who doesn't need them to be your top priority in life, because that's unhealthy. Like, you don't want to be in a relationship with someone who demands that you make them your sole focus in life. That's toxic. Like, why should they be the most important thing to you? You're here for bigger and better reasons than this other human being. Like, they could have a huge impact on you, but usually someone will have more of an impact on your life if they're okay with not being your top priority. Like, usually if someone wants to be your number one thing in life, they've got issues they need to work on. Like, why do they need you to place them at the top of everything else? I don't want to be a woman's number one priority. If she did that, I would be like, whoa, what are you doing here? Like, I don't want to be in that position. I don't want that pressure. It would feel like now I'm suddenly the source of her happiness and fulfillment and meaning in life. I don't want that. I want her to derive those things from somewhere else, her purpose. And then I want to be there to support her and help her along that journey, to provide an extra layer of happiness, meaning, and fulfillment, but beneath her life purpose. That's healthy relationships. You don't want to be somebody else's main priority, nor should you be with someone who wants you to make them your number one priority. Yeah, it's dumb how people do this, but a lot of people don't understand all these dynamics of relationships and how, like I said earlier, that making someone else your main priority can actually make them lose attraction for you over time. It's basically a goal that defeats its own purpose, because yeah, it feels good to be somebody else's main priority if you haven't worked on yourself and you need to feel wanted and loved in that way. But like, you'll start to lose attraction and respect for that other person because they're sacrificing everything for you. Like, why would they do that? That's so dumb. So just make sure you never do this in your own life. Do not ever sacrifice your life purpose for romance, love, or other forms of connection. Find ways to balance these things. Find people who have worked on themselves, who are healthy, so that they understand your purpose is your main priority and they can be number 2 on your list. But they shouldn't want to be number 1. That just isn't good. And you can create a very healthy relationship. In fact, I would argue healthy relationships require being further down on the list than your number 1 priority. If your relationship is your number 1 priority in life, it probably isn't as healthy as it could be, because you're making that mistake of thinking that you need to place it at the height of everything else in order for you to focus on it, when that isn't quite true. So find that healthy balance. Find a situation where you can have your life purpose number 1, and then as a very close second, you can have romance and love and human connection, that relationship with the people you really care about, your family and whatnot. Like, realize it's not something like this where it's like your number 1 purpose and then here's number 2. No, like way far down the list. They're more like here. Number 1 is your life purpose, and then right underneath it will be your family, your connection with your spouse or whoever it may be. So that's what you want to do. You want to find someone who's okay with being further down that list, a close number 2, not being your main focus in life to the point that you sacrifice the very purpose of you being here for them. So yeah, I'll step off my soapbox. Hopefully you guys understood what I was driving at in this video. Just something I've noticed quite often with other people, and just with what I've known about psychology and whatnot. You do not want to make this mistake, not only for your own life and your own happiness and fulfillment, but it will cause you to lose that person anyway, because they're going to lose respect for you over time because you're sacrificing everything for them. That's not good. That's like not a healthy thing to do. So don't get into any situations like that. Always make your life purpose number 1, and then a relationship could be a close number 2, but it should never be your main focus in life. But anyway, hopefully you guys understood what I was driving at in this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say, and I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!